Let's move on to the ACAC, where last year was all about AC, Adams Central. Obviously, they made it to the semi-state title game, fell to Jack Kaiser and Pioneer, Mr. Football, and a team that rolled in the state championship game as well. But when you take a look at Adams Central, let's start there. They graduated a lot of players, a huge senior class with a ton of experience. How can they get back to the top?
Well, in talking to Coach Michael Mosier, look, he's realistic. He's talking and he says, you know, I hope we can finish in the top 3 in the conference. He's like, look, we're really young. We have some proven guys in terms of talent, but a lot of these kids haven't played on Friday nights. He said, you know, with us being so small, we really didn't have a lot of opportunities to mix these guys in. They were playing at some of our lower levels. So he said, it's going to be a tremendous challenge for us, I think, especially early on. But he said, if these guys develop the way they are, and he said, you know, it's a little bit more fun for the coaching staff because the last couple of years, they had that group where they just kind of threw out there and they kind of just hands off. You know, now this year is like we're having to coach. We're having to teach in practice. And he says it's a little bit different. We like it, and it's challenging for both coaches and players alike. So Adams Central, I think, is going to be in that conversation. But I think they're going to be chasing another Adams County team for the top of the ACAC.
That's where I was going next, because you're talking about a South Adams team, a really strong junior class that's already played a ton of football. James Arnold looks the part at quarterback. I like the Nick Miller kid at tight end. He's getting some college looks. Are they the team to beat in this conference in your eyes?
I feel like it is. I mean, Nick Miller, we talked earlier about Bailey Parker being able to pluck him and put him in the SAC and wouldn't miss a beat. I think Nick Miller is that kid, too. You could take him from Byrne and place him in any of the 10 SAC schools, and the kid would be a starter, arguably on both sides of the football. The kid is mean, and he plays with a tenacity that you don't often see at that level. And then James Arnold, I think, is ready to take that next step in terms of not just making plays, but making the right decisions at the right times at the quarterback position, when to check out of some things, when to hold on to the football, when to take a chance. I think that is where this team is truly going to be elevated, is offensively. And I think South Adams is the favorite in that conference right now.
It wasn't too long ago that it felt like the conference title for this conference went through Woodland.
Yeah.
Can they be that good again? Because obviously they graduated a ton of seniors off the team that played in the 2A state title game, and you knew there was going to be a learning curve for these guys. Can they take another step and be a conference championship contender this year?
The one coach that's so refreshing when we talk to him is Sherwood Haydock, because he will tell you straight up, last year, we don't have a team to compete in the ACAC in terms of a championship. This year, he's a little bit more confident. He feels that this team, at least at the skill positions, at least on defense, has the guys that they need to compete. You know, Ben Reedy coming back at quarterback, I think he's a guy that can make some plays. He's got younger brother Joe now that comes out, played basketball, now
taller
playing
guy,
football. Yeah, they look completely
target.
Different. I mean, I guess they're brothers. They have the same.
I thought they were cousins because they do look a little bit different, but you know.
But
both athletic.
Yeah, definitely. So you know they're going to have a couple, scat backs that can break loose and make some big plays. I think that wide receiver core is deeper now, adding Joe there. Ben, if you give him time, is going to be able to make plays. So I think, Woodland is in the conversation. Can they reach South Adams level? I think it depends on just where that offense is when they meet up.
You're talking about Bluffton and Jay County kind of in that next tier for Bluffton. They're looking to build off a trip to the sectional championship game, but they lose a lot of good seniors, including Everett Johnson, a 2,000-yard rusher at quarterback, and Jay County loses a lot of Schlechties.
They do.
But you look at the size of that school. How do these teams, how can they be competitive? What's their big keys?
I think Bluffton, you look at Bluffton, a very talented junior class, and Coach Kunkel over there with Bluffton, are a lot of those juniors ready to make an impact at the varsity level? You lose a 2,000-yard rusher in Everett Johnson. Who replaces him in the backfield? Because they seemingly have had running backs that they've been able.
Lockwood, Eskridge.
Yeah, I mean, they've been able to develop these guys. So when we say, the cupboard's bare in the backfield, we felt like that when Eskridge left, when Lockwood left, and now we do it with Everett Johnson. So chances are Bluffton's going to find somebody to carry the football. I just think the big question is that junior class. They're talented. They're going to be good. Just how good can they be this year?
Heritage went 1-5 last year. Southern Wells 0-6. Southern Wells has a new head coach. What do these teams need to do to be successful?
Heritage has a tradition of being successful in the ACAC. I think Nico Tagulis' job now is to get those.
And it's just fun to say Nico Tagulis.
Oh, absolutely. So
the Macedonian Hammer is what we're calling him now on Friday night.
Yeah, definitely. So I think it's all about getting kids out and being excited about Heritage football again. I think they have pieces here and there, but with how developed the upper part of this conference has become, it's a difficult hill to climb. Southern Wells, I think, is just in a situation where they just need enough kids to come out so they can field a team. I think you know, their coach has had success in the past. He's not a young coach in his first job coming in here trying to build something. He knows how to build a program. I think it's just going to be a couple years for Southern Wells, who just a couple years ago was in the conversation for a, you know, regional semi-state titles. So they haven't completely fallen off, but it just really went down really quick, really fast.